fight, a small cage, but a big hide. All's at stake, it's my time to shine. Yeah, I'ma train hard, mistakes turn into learned scars. To build a brickyard, it's one by one, each bar. So build it tall, build it strong, build it large. And build a base first, so reliable you can reach the stars. Lights so bright, I can feel the rays. My lungs feel tight, I can barely breathe. Sleepless nights waiting for the day. I wanna be strong, wanna be brave. Bloody hands wrapped, covered up in tape. I might not be the best, but I never break. I will not surrender, I am a contender. I gotta be strong, gotta be brave. Lights so bright, I can feel the rays. My lungs feel tight, I can barely breathe. Sleepless nights waiting for the day. I wanna be strong, wanna be brave. Bloody hands wrapped over everything. I might not be the best, but I never break. I will not surrender, I am a contender. I gotta be strong, gotta be brave. There's moments in time where you gotta step up, be courageous and grind. When you come face to face with the fears that you have, do you cower and shine? Today is the day, make a change in my life, I think it's about time. I won't let fear hold me back anymore from me getting what's mine. I'll change my brain, my thoughts. A new game, new rules, my laws. Step up, stay down, a new boss. I'll be the one starting my reign up at the top. Lights so bright, I can feel the rays. My lungs feel tight, I can barely breathe. Sleepless nights waiting for the day. I wanna be strong, wanna be brave. Bloody hands wrapped, covered up in tape. I might not be the best, but I never break. I will not surrender, I am a contender. I gotta be strong, gotta be brave. Lights so bright, I can feel the rays. My lungs feel tight, I can barely breathe. Sleepless nights waiting for the day. I wanna be strong, wanna be brave. Bloody hands wrapped over everything. I might not be the best, but I never break. I will not surrender, I am a contender. I gotta be strong, gotta be brave.
Breaking news out of Placer County. 16-year-old Kylie Rodney.
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 Kylie Rodney is
Kylie Rodney.
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 Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Ooh, and I got that last one in there right in time. How's everybody doing tonight? G, good to see you. Eker, Bruce, good to see you. KDP, good to see you. Sarah, really good to see you. Sherry, always a pleasure. Liberty, Wendy, Fafo, Mom First, Michael. We got a Sagey in the house. Let's see if I missed anybody. Candy, you listen from far away if you need to. Do what you got to do. Daniel, good to see you. All right, y'all. So tonight I'm just gonna kind of wing it. I have nothing absolutely planned other than BoobTube TV put out a really, really good video, which got me back into using the Wayback archive to document some things that I've been wanting to that I really haven't. So we're just going to play it by ear tonight. If anybody wants to come up on panel, you know that you're more than welcome to. If I don't know you, you probably won't be allowed up unless you turn your camera on, and let me see you first. With that said, let me drop an invite link if anybody wants to come up. If not, that's fine too. The show must go on. I miss somebody. How you doing, honey? How's everybody doing? Is everybody ready for Easter weekend? Saint Esther. Everybody get their baskets ready, their eggs ready to be hidden. How's everybody celebrate Easter? I'm gonna do a little treat hunt for Nova and Stormy. I'm not sure if Phoenix is gonna spend extra days, extended weekend, with his pap. His pap is struggling to he's struggling to accept the death of his wife. So it's been a rough few weeks for the family. And Phoenix is just really trying to console his pap. So I'm not sure if he's going to stay there extra time or what's going on. Before I get into Kylie Rodney topics, there's two things I want to do real quick. One is a case that I'm really just trying to find an update so we can kind of move along. I'm just really trying to find some closure to a case that I've been looking into, but we'll discuss that in a second once I find this link to drop in chat. There it is right here. As some of you may know, I'm not telling the story. It's not my business to tell. If the family wants to put it out there, they can. If it would be put out there publicly, then I might share it. But for now, we are all know what's going on in CB's life. There has been a tragic accident where it took the life of a teenager, and another one is in critical condition. Anybody that wants to donate to the medical funds to help this family out, oh, come on, dude, it's not going to paste that link properly. Please feel free to. Let me get the link though, because for whatever reason it's not loading it. Let me see if I can get the link. In the meantime, so there is this case. Let me see if I can. What was that girl's name? Hold on a second. Let me do it this way. Her name is Genevie. There it is. Genevie Brinson. Because I'm still trying to find her cause of death. So I will just click on. I would really like it to be. Oh, so this is Genevie Brinson, missing California teen, found deceased in her abandoned car. So this story goes through, and it just pretty much explains that this girl was a known runaway from the time she was 12 till she was 14. She was trying to escape group homes, and it just wasn't about that life. Well, it turns out her and I guess one of her friends were staying in a vehicle together, and they found, so I just read it. A 14-year-old girl's body was found in an abandoned vehicle on Monday in California, according to the police. Y'all, please keep in mind this is from 2022, but there's no update on the autopsy findings. Anyway, the Victorville Police Department issued a press release on Tuesday confirming the identity of a girl, and also noted that they did not currently have any suspects. Genevie Brinson had been reported missing February 25th, 2022. Police did not make clear whose custody Brinson was in, but she had previously lived in a group home. On March 7th, 2022, at 9:51 a.m., Sheriff's Dispatch received a call of a possibly deceased person in a field west of Home Depot, located on Roy Rogers Drive in Victorville. Give me 1 second, I need to click on this up real quick so I can see chat. When deputies arrived, they located a deceased female in an abandoned vehicle. Sheriff's Deputy Coroner Investigator R. London responded to the scene. London obtained a fingerprint from the body and worked with sheriff's fingerprint examiners to determine the identification of the decedent. The female was positively identified as 14-year-old Genevie Brinson. Police were able to learn that Brinson was living in an abandoned vehicle with a friend. An investigation is underway to determine the cause of death, and the body has been sent to San Bernardino County Sheriff. I can't find any information on the update of the cause of death, the investigation, nothing. It's just very odd that she was last seen living in a vehicle with a friend, and then there's no update on this poor child. Nothing. I don't care if she's a runaway or not. Like, these kids deserve to have their truth, their closure. I don't care if it's an OD, whatever. I don't know if she was red rummed. Like, there is no updated information. So if anybody can find any information on Genevie Brinson, please let me know so that I can move forward with what I'm doing in the background of things. Because I can't find anything. Not a thing, y'all. And then I want to drop this link for CB. For whatever reason, it's not letting me paste this link from here, and I don't understand why, but let me try it one more time. All right, let me click on it. This link this way. Okay, it took me to it now. So here's the GoFundMe. Dude, that movie, Leave the World Behind, that shit's a trip. Look, the ending is, why? Why would they do that? And then it's crazy, the ending of it, for anybody that says, I don't want to spoil it, but it's really weird how I understand why they did the ending in the manner that they did, but the cliffhanger is just really, really dumb. I'm sorry, but it is. But it's really odd, after that movie came out, then dude was found in his hot tub. Just saying, with the whole Friends thing. But yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies, a lot of people popping off talking about, Leave the World Behind. I'm fully aware. I went and watched it again the other day, and I was like, damn, dude, that's just a little ironic, don't you think? And there's a lot of people conspiracy theorists. I'm not, I like me a good conspiracy, so a good theory, something that makes you think. But a lot of people were going down like that whole lion thingy rabbit hole. But yeah, anyway. All right, so I dropped the link. That's good. Y'all, just if you can't afford to donate to this family, at least keep this child in your thoughts and prayers. This is going to be a long, 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 long road to recovery and healing. All right, with this said, let's get on with this, and then we're just gonna. Yeah, I have. This is from BoobTube TV, and this is crazy. Like, if y'all have not watched this, I highly, highly, highly recommend. Oop, wrong button. Highly recommend going and watching this in your own free time, because it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm really glad that BoobTube is doing videos like this. Honestly, keeps me engaged. Yeah. Okay, so Callahan Walsh is a child advocate for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the NCMEC, and a co-host of In Pursuit with John Walsh on Investigation Discovery. At the National Center, Mr. Walsh, this is, of course, with John Walsh's son. At the National Center, Mr. Walsh works together with law enforcement, including USMS, to further NCMEC's mission and help change laws in favor of child victims. He is the son of John Walsh, who co-founded the NCMEC in 1984 after the kidnapping and red rum of their first son. So this is Callahan Walsh, son of John Walsh, child advocate for the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. And BoobTube TV, I didn't even pick up on it. I'm so glad that you're pointing things out. On August 12th, 2022, Fox News had an interview with him about the Kylie Rodney case.
Thanks so much for being here. It's just absolutely heartbreaking speaking to that mother this morning. You can't even imagine what is going through her mind right now. But they need information. They need tips to find this girl who her car is still missing. 16 years old, last seen at that party, 300 people were there. We do know, though, there's got to be a lot of cell phone video and footage. In the case that there was anybody who looked out of place, that walked into that party, surely something could turn up.
Absolutely. You know, I come from a family of tragedy. My parents always said that not knowing was the hardest part when they were looking for Adam for those 2 weeks. And that's why these parents are so desperate for answers. But we have to imagine what Kylie's
I remember when I was little, the story about Adam going missing.
Going through. We need to find this little girl, and that's why law enforcement is really trying to get any piece of evidence, any cell phone footage, any images of her. That
it's just crazy to me that out of all of these people at this party, like, if like they were given anonymity or whatever, you know, favoritism to turn the other cheek, no matter what illegal activities went on at this party. Like, I just don't understand if it was just simply a bunch of kids throwing a rager in the middle of the woods, like, why nobody would come forward and just state, you know, to help fill in the in the timeline. It's really odd to me. And then it's really odd to me that they went on YouTube's with voice changers, and it's just very odd.
That night, try to determine.
All right, let me rewind this.
Absolutely. You know, I come from a family of tragedy. My parents always said that not knowing was the hardest part when they were looking for Adam for those 2 weeks. And that's why these parents are so desperate for answers. But we have to imagine what Kylie's going through. We need to find this little girl, and that's why law enforcement is really trying to get any piece of evidence, any cell phone footage, any images of her that night. Try to determine, you know, what kind of demeanor did she have? Was she acting rationally? Was there somebody stalking her? Was there anything in the footage that they can find that could help break the case open? You know, so many people out there.
Dude, like today I've been doing a lot of making sure that like everything that possibly could be documented is documented. I've even been going back to the very beginning of all of my Discord folders, and I mean it's going to take me a couple weeks to get it all done, but I am slowly saving everything that is Kylie related or case related onto my drives now that I have the space to do it. Like 3 of the things I'm at least 2 of the things I'll show you guys tonight that I've just found.
Will oftentimes maybe hold back information in investigation, thinking, oh, it's probably not that important, but you don't.
And it's really weird because I've been using this PicayU thingy. It's like it's not a Wayback thingy, but because Instagram changed their setup, like you can't view all posts based upon a hashtag. They only give you so many. So with PicayU, you can go there and you can type in a hashtag and you will get any hashtag that is related to it. It doesn't matter if it's 2 years ago, whatever, like they're still there. I've been trying to do the same thing with Knitter with X, but for whatever reason, like every once in a while, like it won't work for me unless I completely disable my VPN, which I'm not 100% comfortable with. But yeah, I've been focusing on making sure that I have everything, because I definitely want to do some form of documentary, because once I get Kylie's done, then I can focus on all of these other people and getting their name in some sort of documentary.
Know what piece of evidence law enforcement is.
Me either, Katie Bug. And like, that's why I said, like, BoobTube has been dropping some, like, there's not a video of theirs that has not been incredible. This one right here, yeah, I don't ever remember hearing this interview.
Well, oftentimes maybe hold back information in investigation, thinking, oh, it's probably not that important, but you don't know what piece of evidence law enforcement is looking for, and that could be the key that breaks the case wide open.
You know, there's these pictures that have emerged. Obviously, the description we continue to put up on our screen so we can tell our viewers with the tip line, 5'7", 115 pounds, blonde hair, hazel eyes. She was wearing pants and a black tank top in that photo, but she was also seen wearing a sweatshirt, Callahan, that a lot of people are talking about now.
This is what's crazy to me. It's like they claim she was seen wearing the sweatshirt, but all accounts of people seeing her there, like, so far have said she wasn't in the sweatshirt. So these two sweatshirts just
now because of what it said. You don't.
And I'm sorry, people can say, "Oh, you're looking into the Lana Del Rey hoodie too much." Yeah, I guess I am, because today I found the poem that this goes to, and it ain't much better.
Want to be forgotten. You just want to disappear. So the mother said that was a friend of hers that had loaned it to her. Make what you will of that. The car's still missing. Silver 2013 Honda CRV with California license plates. And the mom said that was how this all happened. Her daughter said, "I'll be home soon."
Another thing that's just so odd to me is, like, right off the cuff, like, they did have pictures of Kylie. Like, why did it take them till, I think it was like the 18th, the 16th or something like that, to finally, like, release a legitimate picture of her actual car? Like, all the others are stock media. I've just never heard of people not taking pictures of their car, like, when they first get it, even if it's a used car. Like, people take pictures of their car to kind of, like, show their family, show their friends. And most teenagers take tons of pictures with their cars and their cars. Like, I understand a few of these pictures that were put out there by family, friends, whatever, of Kylie. She is in her actual car, or at least the one she was found in.
Said that was how this all happened. Her daughter said, "I'll be home soon." She did not come home. Mom went to sleep. Mom woke.
Kate, just make sure you're going to knitter.net.
Woke up that morning, car was not there, and obviously her daughter was not there, and then this search ensued.
Yeah, you know, it's so important to put out that information of what she was wearing that day, including the specific jewelry that she had on.
Well, here, I'm going to pause this again. Here's what's really weird is the description that they give of her continuously. And even when they're showing this picture, they're claiming that she was in black Vans. But if you look at the feet of this person in this picture that looks nothing like Kylie, this person has white slides on.
Now, as far as that sweatshirt, I believe it was in her possession. She wasn't wearing it at the time the photo was taken. And I wouldn't read too much into the lyrics on that sweatshirt. They're song lyrics. I think it may just be...
Look, when people tell me don't look into something, don't read into it, that's when I do.
Just coincidental that she had a sweatshirt that had lyrics similar to what, unfortunately, the situation that we find ourselves in now. But that's what...
And why is everybody calling it a situation?
It may just be just coincidental that she had a sweatshirt that had lyrics similar to what, unfortunately, the situation that we find ourselves in now.
Unfortunately, the situation that we find ourselves in now. And he's referring to you don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear.
But that's what's so important, is really getting this information out to the public in case anybody comes across this hoodie. Anybody comes across...
And right there it says black tank top. And they quickly changed it to black bodysuit after this picture was released. Maybe it was while this picture was released.
The jewelry that she was wearing. This family needs answers. This girl needs to be brought home. And putting this information out to the public is a way that we can bring her home safely. Really, it's all about getting eyeballs on missing persons cases, and really having the media cover this case and getting information like out there really could be the reason that we bring her home safely.
In the sheriff's office, making it clear they're not...
I've never seen a case blow up like this unless it was not like help wasn't put out there politically, you know?
Interested in arresting or prosecuting any of the minors who were seen at that party drinking or using drugs. Instead, they just want to focus on bringing Kylie home. They're saying just please come forward with any information. 100 volunteers on site, 16 agencies now part of this investigation. FBI, Homeland Security, it is a massive
it's
search
insane.
that is on. Callahan, thank you very much.
And what's more insane is you have all of these people from various agencies poking, prodding, air, land, sea, all over Prosser, and not one damn, I'm sorry, you're not, I don't buy it. With all of your technology, with all of your training, I'm not buying it, y'all. I'm not buying that they just missed this car with all that technology. I'm not buying it.
Homeland Security, it is a massive search that is on. Callahan, thank you very much.
Dude's on a dinghy with a fish finder, found it in 35 minutes.
Thank you for having me.
August 12, 2022, the missing 16-year-old has 50 FBI agents, the DHS, and numerous other asset agencies tasked with locating her. Even though an Amber Alert had not, they did that code red thingy or whatever it was. Even though an Amber Alert had not been issued, her case has caught the eye of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Did Kylie Rodney's case ever get added to the NCMEC's Missing Children blog? I mean, it's still on that secret witness. Here we go. This is crazy for such a big national case. Especially him coming out in the news and speaking on it. You would think they would immediately have that ready on the blog for people to go get information from. It does not appear that the NCMEC's posted on Kylie Rodney, even though Callahan Walsh was aware of her case and stated how important it was to find the missing teen. Most missing children cases do not get posted on this blog. Although Rodney's case was in international news and had an unprecedented number of agencies attempting to locate her, it isn't surprising her case was not posted here. However, what is surprising is what happens when you visit the Wayback Machine's Internet Archive on the NCMEC's Missing Children blog. Hi, White Rain. Welcome in, honey. 2022. Where are we going first? August 9th? Alright, cool. It's just with this being a national, I mean, this was as big as like Gabby Petito. I do not understand why did it make it to the blog. It's almost like they already wanted it to dwindle back. Already too much was put out there. Damn, 6 snapshots. That was well documented. Please be safe. Focus on driving. August 15th. This video just gets weirder and weirder, y'all, though. I'm glad I'm not the only one that screen records like the Wayback Machine. You never know what'll be scrubbed next, you know? They don't really post much on their blog, you know? You would think they would. You really, yeah, let's try September. Hey Ken, how you doing? Does anybody off the top of their head remember when Reaver retired? Or when the announcement was dropped? Get that coffee, Katie Bug. Okay. So web crawlers in August 2022 only captured posts from April 22 and prior. September 22nd web crawlers captured future posts from December. That's really odd. Yeah, that's really odd. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen. It's almost like they're editing the Internet Archive. I'm gonna have to find a different archive website. All right. The Wayback Machine is a digital archive of the World Wide Web founded by the Internet Archive, an American nonprofit organization based in San Francisco, California, created in 1996 and launched to the public in 2001. It allows the user to go back in time to see how websites looked in the past. Its founder, Kylie, I'm not sure what that is, and Bruce Gilliatt developed the Wayback Machine to provide universal access to all knowledge by preserving archived copies of defunct web pages. Okay, whoa. Brewster Lurton Kale is an American digital librarian, computer engineer, internet entrepreneur, and advocate of universal access to all knowledge. In 1996, Kale founded the Internet Archive and co-founded Alexa Internet. I'm gonna have to go to Wikipedia and look at some of this. In 2012, he was inducted into the Internet Hall of Fame. Whoa. Amazon, whoa. Alexa Internet Incorporated was an American web traffic analysis company based in San Francisco. It was a wholly owned subsidiary of Amazon. Alexa was founded as an independent company in 1996 and acquired by Amazon in 1999. So it's just saying that these dudes are the ones that created this, and I'll bet you Steve bought it from these gentlemen is what I'm going to assume, because they acquired it. Yeah, see, they acquired Amazon acquired it in 99 for $250 million in stock. As of 2020, its website was visited by over 400 million people every month. Well, y'all should still use it. They got free books, all kinds of stuff there. Hold up. CIA awards secret multi-billion-dollar cloud contract. Y'all are going to hear noises. My kitty cat playing. The agency has awarded a contract to bring foundational cloud services from multiple cloud service providers into the intelligence community. The Central Intelligence Agency has awarded its long-awaited Commercial Cloud Enterprise, or C2E, contract to 5 companies: Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, Google, Oracle, and IBM. NextGov procurement documents issued by the agency in 2019 indicated it could be worth tens of billions of dollars over the next decade and a half. Pause that. I want to read something here. Okay.
Alexa, is Amazon connected to the CIA?
Yikes! Yikes! I do want to watch the dispatch calls, but first I want to show y'all something that, is this it right here? Yeah, this is what I got from the Wayback machine today. Oop, hold on. Nope. Let me pause it. So, and I'm really glad that I went to do this to realize that this coroners.org about CSCA2, it's gone. The website's gone. So I figured I'd go to the Wayback machine and see what's going on there. And I recorded it as I did it. So you'll see that there's a lot of updates going on throughout the years. 2021 was their biggest year. And then I wanted to focus on 2022 to see. Because I didn't even know what was here. But I'm really glad that I did this because it's important. So if you see, May 28th, 2022 is the first snapshot done of the Coroner website. And I'm glad I documented this because now I need to write it down. So the California State Coroners Association is what CSCA is. Our mission is the mission of the California State Coroners Association to support and represent the interest of coroners, sheriff coroners, and medical examiners throughout the state of California in their mandated mission to determine the circumstances, manner, and cause of all violent, sudden, or unusual deaths. The CSCA promotes professionalism and expertise in the field of medical legal, death investigations, and works with the state's peace officer standards and training post to develop standards for education and training, and takes a lead role in addressing legislative issues affecting coroners throughout the state. The CSCA takes an active role in working with federal government, the state and local governments, in management and support of disasters or emergencies. Welcome to Squirrel Squad, Ken. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, and then I don't know what the hell I was going to record, but I'm really glad that I did. So listed are the executive board members. Of course, the images aren't going to load because this. I don't even think this website loads anymore. I can't get it to load. So it has a president, first vice president, second vice president. Keep in mind that the date on this one is May 28th, 2022. So second vice president, just pay attention to that. Then you have secretary treasurer, sergeant at arms, which is odd. Sergeant at arms was Dr. Gregory Reber from Placer County. So you got May, and this is what I wanted to write down. May 28th. Sorry if you guys hear my phone vibrating too. Okay, so May 28th, he was a sergeant at arms. And then you have liaison officer. Don't worry, y'all. I'll make a little video out of this too. It's just something that I recorded while I was listening to other people going live today. So then I skip on to document October 7th, 2022. So between May 28th and October 7th, okay, He went from sergeant at arms to second vice president, and then he retired. That's why I need to figure out is his retirement date so that I can make a good video on it, or at least a short, you know. It's just odd that he goes from sergeant at arms to second vice president right after Kylie, and then soon after that, when he realized he couldn't stand behind his autopsy, I don't know why he retired out. It's just very odd things that I notice. And it's weird because coroners.org should still have this about page, but it does not. I'm going to check to see if the website loads after this. And then it's weird because then when you try to go to, okay, so December, he's still, so this is December 4th. He's still listed. Wait, is he? Hold on, let me see. So December 4th, he is still listed as the second vice president. And then this weird thing happens. Where the next thingy is February 5th. Let's see if he's on here. Okay, so February 5th, he's still there. So this had to have been right after. And then you go to June 6th of 2023, and it says a new website design coming soon. So I'm going to go to coroners.org, and I'm going to see if this website loads at all. Probably doesn't. As something that I wanted to document that I found to be very odd. It's just really weird how people are like, I don't know, retiring out. Coroner, there it is. Coroners.org. Isn't that what it is called? Yeah. I'm going to see if I can get this about -CSCA-2. Because I couldn't get it to load earlier no matter what I did. I just could not. And then I had other people test it, and they couldn't get it to load either. HTTP status 404 not found. All right, let me try taking the 2 off of it. See if that'll load. And this is pretty much what I'm going to do is just fuck about for a little bit and probably go over the stuff that I recorded today. Just so you guys know, I will be doing a members live only tomorrow, where I'm going to give away. I was going to do some tonight, and then I realized that there is like 5 shirts in there specific to color that I need to make sure that they go to the rightful people. So come tomorrow, I'm going to do a members live, whether I video game or whatever. And I'll give a few shirts out. Trying to think, because I have 1 LLK shirt left, and then we can move on to the crew shirts. Yeah, this website is not loading. Let me try just coroners.org. Huh. You have reached CMPD domain is owned by CMPD. Who is CMPD? No, that can't be it. Why is it saying Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department? Where the hell is that? It's in North Carolina. Huh. Let me see if CMPD applies to California anywhere. Let me try that. Costa Mesa Police Department, maybe? CMPD. I don't know. I have no idea. That's it. And now coroners.org doesn't even. I am spelling that word right. I sure am. That's odd. Anyway, and then there was a website, or there's a website, and it's still active. Like, they stay up on a whole bunch of cases. It's True Crime Society blog. I think that's what it's called. True Crime Society blog. Maybe that. I think that's what it is. And then I recorded like everything that they put on here, because This is beautiful work. This is August 8th, 2022 is when they started it. Kylie Rodney has been found deceased. So they documented from August 8th to August 21st, like everything that kind of came out on Kylie's case. And there's just, I don't know, these quotes by Sammy that just I can't get over. See, in the very beginning, Kylie was at a party of more than 100 juveniles and young adults. She was last known to be at a party in Truckee in Northern California. There were allegedly hundreds of people at this party. During the final contact with her family, she told her mother that she would be home soon. She never arrived, and her vehicle is also missing. Before we get into Kylie's story, here is some background on her. Kylie was living in Truckee with her mother, Lindsay, and her younger brother, and her stepdad and father. Kylie was an early high school graduate. She skipped a year of school and graduated in June from Forest Charter. She planned to attend Sierra College this fall, her family said, which is odd because Dad says Santa Cruz. So I don't know if last minute, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, she's funny and she's smart and she's interested in so many different things. She loves playing music. She has since she was a little girl. She loves, of course, being a teenager. She loves being with her friends. She's so interested in science and in medicine and in cooking, her mother, Lindsay, said. She taught herself how to make chocolate cakes from scratch when she was young, and they're actually good. In terms of a timeline of this case, there is actually surprisingly little confirmed information for such a high-profile disappearance. In terms of a timeline of this case, there is actually surprisingly little confirmed information for such a high-profile disappearance. I mean, what we do know is that according to The Independent, Kylie had planned with her mother to go to a car show in Reno on Friday, August 5th. There was this classic car show in Reno. She's so dynamic. She loves everything from playing the violin to car shows. And so she was maybe going to see some drag races with us there. And so she was maybe going to see some drag races with us there. It doesn't sound convincing anyway, she said. Kylie texted Lindsay during that day to change the plans and told her mother that she was planning on going to a party at the Prosser family campground instead. It's just, the exchanges in texts are very odd. The limited, confirmed, factual information, super limited. The timeline of Kylie from Reno to Pap to Kate to the party are like so limited. Like there's in such a high profile case, you're telling me nobody knew where Kylie was other than like here and there. It's just, I've never seen a timeline like this before in my life, ever. And like, you don't even know if this is Kylie texting her mom if she's not talking to her verbally on the phone. Anybody can text anybody from anybody's phone if you have it. And it bothers me that they say Kylie was captured on CCTV on the night of August 5th at 6:08 p.m., which, I mean, they were at, like, to the T of the time on that. But yet we didn't get any of the CCTV released to us. We just got a picture at an angle of a screen, of a freeze frame, of an already poor quality surveillance video. Which is very odd. Okay, so it's really odd to me that they have to somehow, have to make the media believe that Kylie was in Truckee at 6:08 p.m. Which, I'm sorry, looking at that picture and seeing the tattoo and the body shape and the face shape and the hairline and the hair length, just so many things do not add up to that being the last proof of life of Kylie. And then we also have all of these pictures that law enforcement confirms that Kylie is in this fucking hoodie that also they refuse to release to the media because it might compromise an investigation. I have never in my life heard of them searching for a missing person to where they're not going to release the information so people can better understand. If they ain't releasing it, it didn't happen. Not one picture of the party. I'm not saying a party didn't happen. What I'm saying is at this party that Kylie is alleged to have been stomping all over the ground, pissing in the woods and stuff, like dogs aren't even picking up her scent. It's concerning. It's really concerning, all the information that they put out there, like that limited information. It's almost like if they told too much, you would realize that it's foul play. So they limited what they put out there, which is 3 facts, of which 1, I don't consider it a fact because that does not look like Kylie Rodney. Kylie was captured on CCTV on the night of August 5th at 6:08 p.m., which was around 5 hours before she disappeared. I'm sorry. No matter if I look at it from far away or close up, it still does not look like Kylie. Unless Kylie chopped all her beautiful fucking hair off right before this party, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. She is wearing, see, and they're claiming that she's wearing the clothes that she had on at the party. Well, that can't be, because in this photograph, okay, y'all told us at first it was a tank top, and then as soon as you released this to the media, you hurried up and had to fix it to say bodysuit so it would match this picture. And you're claiming that Kylie had black Vans on, but in this picture, somebody is wearing white slides with what looks like pink writing. Okay? She is wearing the clothes she had on at the party. Green Dickies pants, a black spaghetti strap. It said tank top in the very beginning. Switched to bodysuit and black Van shoes. They don't look like black Van shoes to me. After Kylie left the business, she at some point borrowed a hoodie from a friend, so she was wearing that at the party. There's no proof in that either. Like, nobody ever came forward and said, yeah, I loaned that hoodie to Kylie. They didn't say whether they loaned it to her before the party, at the party, days prior, and she just never returned it. Like, none of this, y'all. None of this information. I mean, it's unbelievable that this is what they're calling their investigation. And then they wrap it up with an accidental drowning when this child don't even have water in her lungs. And then I can't stop looking at Riley Strain's case. I am so thankful that the parents got second opinion. I don't want to speak too much on that because it's just, there's enough people covering it. 1, I don't watch Tony Dodge. Number 2, I don't watch FriYaY. No, thank you. Interestingly, there is some printing on the hoodie that says, "You don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear." The quote is from a poem entitled "Past the Bushes, Cypress Thriving" by Lana Del Rey. It isn't known if Kylie was actually wearing the hoodie when she disappeared, but it was in her possession. And then remember, they came up with the white hoodie with the pink writing, you know, the one she does actually wear all the time. And if I'm not mistaken, it looks like it's in the underwater footage, which is also odd. It was late at night. Her windows are down. She's going to have a hoodie on. After Kylie was seen on CCTV, which I don't buy, the timeline is a bit murky. There were apparently hundreds of teens. Like, it's crazy how that number just kept on rising. So the less people, you know, that was already put out there, names that Sammy and friends put out there, people wouldn't focus on them. So we'd be looking for people that didn't really go to this party or, you know, whatever. A lot of info in this case comes from a teen named Sammy Smith, allegedly Kylie's best friend, but we know better. They were both at the party together. Remember, y'all, like a little pair? Yeah, I did, Katie Bug. Kylie was said to be intoxicated when she was last seen. Remember all these people saying all this shit about her being drunk and stuff, and then the toxicology come back, and it turns out there's no way y'all were doing shots. No way. If y'all were doing shots and drinking drinks, and she was so smashed, you know, like she's acting a fool, says Ronnie Jones, and then you got Sammy Smith saying, you know, all this shit about how fucked up she was, so much so, you know, like she couldn't even get a ride with her anymore. For somebody that wanted to stay later at the party, she sure did make sure she left before Kylie. Sounds like an alibi to me. And then they had to insert that there was like all these older sketchy guys there. Or that she was abducted, so people really go down like the trafficking rabbit hole. I'm not saying that the people that aren't covering this up aren't attached to, you know, making trafficking cases disappear too. What I'm saying is I don't, and I never have thought that. I mean, people would get me to like look their direction, but then again, we don't have any, like, there is no 100% proof. No DNA was done. No dental was done. Like, there is, other than people saying, yeah, that's Kylie. Like, take my word for it. Yeah, that's Kylie. Like, there is no actual factual medical documentation to prove that that is even Kylie Rodney. And I understand completely why people consider so many different narratives that have been spun for us. However, in this specific situation, it boils down to the last people that saw her, knew what was happening, can account for things, more than likely know the truth of what happened to Kylie. Sammy told the media that a lot of sketchy older guys that were seen there about the party. Kylie was said to be intoxicated when she was last seen. I don't know, that toxicology. Y'all ready? Some random guy called Ronnie Jones has been speaking to the media, so maybe take this with a grain of salt, but interesting if true. Let's go. I have two cousins. They go to Sierra College, and they were going up to that party. He said his cousins saw Kylie there chatting with different groups of people, appearing to be having fun as she socialized. And it's just weird how Ronnie and Sammy's story are like, I don't know, they're like word salads of just bullshittery, you know what I mean? Like when he's telling his story, like I can hear him talking, like he's speaking in first person, telling a story about his cousins, just so odd. Okay, he said his cousin saw Kylie there chatting with different groups of people, appearing to be having fun as she socialized. Look, for all we know, somebody could have stolen Kylie's identity and pretended to be her. I mean, there's a lot of blonde-haired people. Like they said, a lot of people out there be looking like each other. The boys look alike, the girls look alike. Okay? I asked, well, how drunk was she? And they said, well, she was stumbling around, claiming there was no way she could have driven. The dudes who come out there, the older guys, they have the shrooms and the coke, and then the kids go hang out with that group, Ronnie said. I can't say for sure she participated in substances, but that's what there was there for a fact. He's saying for a fact, okay? I asked him, I said, did you see anything weird going on? Was anyone looking at her funny? See, and this is weird how much he can, all this detail up here that he gives, okay? Was anyone looking at her funny? But they were like, no, everyone was just chill. But everyone was kind of messed up, and so was she. Well, here's the thing. Well, where's the big scary party though? If everybody's just chill, like I don't understand how you're saying up here that there's like sketchy older guys, but like Ronnie, it sounds like your cousins are the sketchy older guys. In my opinion. The way he you know what I mean? The way he drives his narrative, it sounds like his cousins are the creepy older guys. There was no way she could have drove. That was basically all I knew from that. And then they told me there was some other stuff, but they can't really talk about that. That's odd, you know? It's like this selective information, the selective amnesia, Kylie's story is, there's so many holes in it. And I think a lot of what we were told was not the truth. That's basically all that they knew. She was really drunk. You see how many times he pushes this? And there was tons of drugs, not just drinking. They were doing blow openly. Like he knows a lot of details for somebody that wasn't there. And it wasn't just a teen party. There were a lot of adults there, mid-20s, dudes who were way older than 16. The dudes who come out there, the older guys, they have the shrooms and the coke, and then the kids go hang out with that group. The older dudes, because they are giving them the stuff and hooking them up with stuff they really can't afford because they don't have the money of it. The white stuff is pretty expensive. Most of the guys, they're always want to give it to the girls. They give them free lines. But then they want you to kick it with them like, hey, come do a line with me. Come do a line with me. That's how, see, that's weird. See, if you think about Mags, her statements, and then you think about Sammy's statements, and then you think about Elsa's, and it sounds like they were told what to say. But then again, like, I also have confirmation from many locals that like these parties have been going on for many, many decades now. So it's not too far-fetched. It's just the point of view that he's telling this story from is what I have issues with. And that's really odd that he had cousins at this party, but he's the one that came clear from, what is it, Roseville, to go search for her or whatever, you know? What up, Mark? What up, Billy? If anybody wants to come up on panel and chit chat tonight, you're more than welcome to. Like I said, I'm just going to keep going over some things until I don't want to sit here anymore, or until I want to go play video games or whatever. My animals are being turds right now. So yeah, it seems like, it feels very scripted. The shit, like, an accident don't happen like this. Like, me and my dog are gonna box in a minute. She don't stop pushing my keyboard. I'm sorry that I'm struggling pushing the play button. Ugh. There's no telling what could have happened, but I do know she was messed up. That's a fact. Like, he's stating this as a fact, dude. So the thing of it is, okay, if Kylie was at this party, and let's just say that she did have stuff in her system, something happened. I'm not saying they kept her alive long enough for some of it to metabolize out, but and then I just start thinking about like Nick G the next day, like all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? It's just all of their stories, like, when you try to make them fit, they just don't. They really just don't. Some of them, I mean, depending on what rabbit hole or what narrative of theirs that they've handed you, depending on which narrative you want to take their word for it, you know, I want to see the data. I want to see the facts. At this point, like, I'm just going to send in as many FOIA requests. Like, I'm finding different angles at which I can do FOIA requests, because they really don't want to give anything. And I think it's great that I think CBS is suing for some, that Eric Abril or whatever his name is, for the shooting that happened. Like, I think CBS is suing for the police body cams, which they should. I wish more media would ask for this type of stuff, like the search and rescue, all of that stuff, like the documentation of the drones. I don't understand how more news agencies didn't stay on Kylie's case unless they were already hired to long enough to cover this case. And that's very possible. It's very, very possible. Especially the fact that they're letting shit like The Sun release a lot of stuff. That's odd to me. That's really odd to me that out of all of the newspapers, all of the local media and stuff, like, you chose a tabloid, a known tabloid. Dude, I remember growing up, and two of the things was what was it? The Examiner? What the hell was it called? Something Examiner. Isn't that what it's called? Inquirer. Oh, National Enquirer. The National Enquirer and The Sun were like you go up to the register. I remember my teens and my 20s. Same thing. You go up to the register and there's their tabloid magazines. You know what I mean? Of either smear campaigns or misinformation campaigns that they want to put out there. And it's all sus, y'all. Like, everything about this, I don't know how more people aren't demanding answers. Look, I'm sure that the family got their answers and that's why they said bye. You know? It's odd to me that I don't know how everybody found honor and silence. How everybody just goes along with their I don't know. And then to see the pattern happening over and over and over and over again, like, it's terrible. Sammy said that she and Kylie were drinking from the same containers, doing shots, and went back to her car together to charge Kylie's phone. Look, and what's crazy to me is, out of all of the things that they took out of the vehicle, like that Truly can, you're telling me that you didn't use a roll of paper fabric to pull prints off that can? Because what if Kylie's fingerprints weren't on any of that and it was somebody else's? Like, I don't understand why they got to claim that many hours and then didn't follow it up with a proper investigation, unless you have some key players that have ties to I mean, the one's parents have so many ties to California corporations, federal things. I'm not talking about Sammy either. And then, like, when you finally make the link, like, you can see how they're linked to the Pelosi's through Christine Pelosi, because they do, I don't know if it's business together or own businesses together or what it is. I'm still learning that. But yeah, I'm still going down that rabbit hole. My dog keeps pulling on my shit and keeps making my stuff get all fucked up. I'm gonna go put her in bed. I'm just gonna hit play on this. I know I'm not all right, that's the cat. That's it. Y'all are being bad. Why are you being bad? Okay, let me handle these animals. Y'all chat amongst yourself for a minute. I'm not playing this for a minute. No, you're being bad as hell. What are you doing? Why are you being so bad? You're so cute now. No, you're not going to rubbish room. I'm going to put Kitty in there because Kitty's being bad. Kitty's making you act cool. What is going on with this door? Oh my goodness, this cat has so many things knocked off shelves. My dog's being rotten. But I'm not doing it right now. All right, now I'm situated. No idea. I'm really not focused on that. I have been watching the lawsuits, and it does appear that. Oh, really, AJ? That's awesome. That's really awesome. I'm sure I'll be getting an email here real soon then, because somebody keeps me actively updated on all that stuff via email. I don't feel like I need to discuss it on YouTube. It ain't my you know what I mean? It ain't my business to put out there. Anyway. See, Sammy said that she and Kylie were drinking from the same containers, doing shots, and went back to her car together to charge Kylie's phone at one point. Was that at the point that Kylie's location on her phone was turned off? Because, like, the more I pay attention, because you have to understand that if Kylie's phone turned off at 12:03 and Sammy made sure to say she left at 12:25, and she said shortly before she left, which, I mean, that's literally 22 minutes. There is 22 minutes. I want that to be filled in by law enforcement. There is 22 minutes between Kylie's location being turned off and Sammy Smith claiming she left before Kylie's phone went out of service. Just, what is that? 8 minutes later. So there's 22 minutes between the phone location and Sammy having the alibi that she left at 12:25. And then at 12:33, there's no service. And then again, Sammy, how did you make that 12:36 phone call? Shit blows my mind. Yeah. So what happened in the 22 minutes? Like, they have to know what happened in that 22 minutes between Kylie's phone location getting turned off, Sammy having a conversation in the car with Kylie before she went and found another ride, and 12:25 her claiming she left. Something happened in those 22 minutes. Something. I have no idea. I'll have to check my emails in the next couple days. Oh, and I'm also pulling one shirt out for the person that gave the idea to do the Kylie lyrics. I don't know if she's listening to my lives. I keep saying it. Angel, you are the one that helped me. I can't respond the way that you're messaging me because I have this 10-year-old backup phone since my good phone got destroyed in the middle of the road. I can't respond to you. I can't respond to you and let you know, yes, you are getting a shirt. It's just, y'all, like, I really have a problem with this 12:03 location being turned off. And then if you think of all of this stuff, like all of this stuff that Sammy claims happened between her being in Kylie's car and them going back to the party, and then her finding a ride, like 22 minutes. In 22 minutes, something in those 22 minutes happened to Kylie Rodney for her phone to go out of service at 12:33. It's just odd, like, and then the 30 minutes between location and phone losing service is exactly 30 minutes. Like, there's something important in them numbers as well. Oh, dang, AJ. Another friend, Magdalene Larson, has also spoken to the media. She said the party was meant to be a senior farewell party that turned out to be way, way larger than ever expected. She said within the... See, this is her... Out of everything she could have said, like, she could have confirmed, like, she could have said what Kylie was wearing. I think it was on purpose, though. She said within the only 10, like, that's weird. Within the only 10 minutes I was there, I literally had a group of 5 guys try to come get me to take as many bong rips as I could forcefully without my boyfriend present. There was a lot of guys that did approach us. Definitely, I was getting a gut feeling that during that party that something just didn't feel right with the number of people that were there and how old some of these people were. And ain't nobody being held responsible for hosting this party. Clearly, it was planned because, I mean, there's flyers for it. Kylie texted her mother. See, you can't, like, and that's the thing, is like, there's no way to prove that was Kylie on the other side of the phone. other than maybe to get the data from it. Like there's definitely a reason why Kylie's phone is missing and nobody talks about it. There was no updates on it. There was no big push to continue to look for said phone. Like, here's the thing. If Kylie really did drive into that lake on her own, her phone should have been on her person, should have been in her pocket, in her middle console, plugged in, because remember her phone was dying? Like, there's no reason why Kylie's phone wasn't found. Unless you had to make it seem like it wasn't found. I don't know. It's just very odd. All of the information that they put out, and then you only get them like the 3 things that they're trying to confirm. But yet they don't want to talk about that 12:36 phone call now, do they, Sammy? Which is also odd. Kylie texted her mother, Lindsay, at around 11:30 and told, see, something happened. Something happened. 11:30. At around, see, and there's no accurate, like, they never came out and said exactly what time that text was sent out. They're just, everything's an estimate here. Yeah, Pacer is a really good website. Kylie texted her mother, Lindsay, at around 11:30 p.m. and told her that she would be home by 12:15. Sounds really weird. She texted her mom at 11:30, and then exactly 33 minutes later is when her location was turned off. And then it's really odd that 11:30 is when Kylie should have left. And that she would be home by 12:15. She texted me at 11:30 to say she would be leaving at 12:15, which is odd because Kylie would have left before Sammy. Why did Sammy make sure? Like, why did Sammy make sure to leave at 12:25? Or say she did? Because Kylie, that's the thing, is like Kylie should have left before Sammy. So all of these people should have seen Kylie get in her car and drive off. Something's not right. Like, and that's the thing, is like what timeline we were given. There's so many holes in it. There's so many gaps between the time frames. And then that, like, that time frame between 11:30 and 12:33, we'll just say 12:36, like, there's so much put in there that just, it doesn't make sense. If they're in the car and at that moment Kylie was taking her home and that's why she's texting her mom for a later curfew, it don't make no sense. And then it's odd that Sammy would know the details of the text messages, as if like she's either the one operating the phone or looking over her shoulder. It's just, it's odd. It's very odd. I would love Sammy to clarify some things, you know? I asked her to be safe, Rodney's mother, Lindsay, told Fox News, and that was the last time she texted me. Someone asked the Placer County Sheriff's online for a confirmed timeline, and this was their answer. Her phone turns off around 12:33 a.m. that morning. It last pinged near the Prosser family campground within the Tahoe National Forest before it turns off, Placer County's officials said. The ping for the data points was near the water. It's hard to tell an exact pinpoint. This is bullshit. This is a lie. You know exactly where that last ping is. That's why you get pings. So you know they're exact, like they're exact. Captain Brown said, just as much on land as it is on water. No, I ain't buying this line either. That's not how pings work. Unless they're all lying and saying all of this is going on and it really just didn't happen. Where's their proof that all of this happened? Like, none of this data. And it's really weird. Like, when you try to FOIA any of this stuff, like, they don't even want to give that to you to put out there so that people stop asking questions. Like, the longer this goes on, the more questions people have. And the more they have to dig and put things together, the more questions we come up with. Kylie's home was around 10 miles from the campground. The first person that identified Kylie Rodney was Josephine Josie Stretchen, which is really odd. Like, there is no mention of any family members identifying Kylie. They didn't use DNA to identify her. They didn't use teeth to identify her. They're claiming that I'm going to assume that the hardware on her wrist is what they used to identify her. Like, nothing about this autopsy or this investigation is thorough. And it really makes you wonder, like, who are we covering for? Why are we covering this up? And then, like, we get all these threats. If we continue to talk about it, we get all these threats. And it's just simply, if law enforcement would do their job by releasing the information to stop people speculating on it, people would stop. But I have a feeling y'all have a lot to hide. Kylie was reported missing on August 6th when she did not return home. She had been due to meet friends at a local Starbucks at 9 a.m. ahead of a camping trip, but failed to show up, prompting her mother to report her missing. Now, this, we can at least look at the one thing that the FOIA was allowed to release, the logs, which show Miss Neiman called and placed a missing persons report at 9:20 a.m. However, I'm really curious about all of the 911 calls that happened from Prosser the night Kylie went missing. I'm really surprised that the media, if there's honest journalists out there around this case, why they haven't been pushing the FOIAs to see all of this documentation. I find it really hard to believe that we live in America where people don't think for themselves or investigate for themselves or ask questions. That really, that much media, that many people, just because they're told it was an accidental drowning, that they don't continue to look into it. You know what I mean? On August 7th, Sunday, police established a tip line for Kylie's case and also began searching that area surrounding the campground. The FBI got involved in this case within the first few days. On August 8th, the Placer County Sheriff provided the following update on the search. And I have this as well. The Placer County Sheriff's Office continues searching for missing 16-year-old Truckee resident Kylie Rodney. Detectives are currently following up on leads, and our Falcon 30 helicopter is assisting the Nevada County Sheriff's Office with the search for Kylie. Our air operations crew will be flying over the Interstate 80 corridor between Donner Summit and the Nevada state line, and will continue searching around the Prosser Lake area. And then it goes on to say, like, despite the numerous resources we have, like, we still haven't been able to locate Kylie. He's retired. All for love. On August 9th, search crews started searching waterways in that area. Like, they're not telling me that they searched all this shit. You either saw a car or you didn't see a car. And from what you're telling us, you didn't see a car. So if you didn't see a car in the water, with all those extensive dives and scans and helicopters, airplanes, private private people coming in with their planes. Like, if you didn't see a car in the water, then that sounds like somebody waited till you wrap shit up and put her car in the water. I think you got a case to investigate. See, and it says, I am surprised it took them days to search the water, but they didn't, because immediately following that 9:20 a.m. call, they were dispatched out to Prosser Family Campground, where it looks like they searched for 12 hours. I mean, they documented from 10 a.m., we'll just say 10 hours, from 10 a.m. to almost 9 p.m. They documented, and that's why Lindsay released that they're done at Prosser. They're done with the search. They've stopped the search for technically she should have said today, but she released the thing. It said that they stopped the search at Prosser. So you either did or you did not find a car. And the thing is if you did find a car, then we still have a problem, because then you left it in there for an additional 2 weeks. Why? I have so many questions no matter which way this goes. It's just nothing. None of the information you put out, especially the autopsy, toxicology, point to accidental drowning. Accident or drowning. Like, even if you would just put accident, nope, doesn't sound like one. Drowning, nope, definitely based upon her lungs and her sinus and her ear canals, nope, doesn't sound like a drowning either. I would just love for them to make it make sense. And then it's really weird how, like, because they didn't want people focusing on their search, or because they didn't want people focusing on, like, the information around Prosser or whatever, like, they immediately started treating it as an abduction, because Sammy said, you know, this is what Sammy, like, they're treating it like an abduction, but yet they won't issue an Amber Alert. They put out that weird code red thingy. And then, like, it's odd in the very beginning, like, the time went from 1:30 to 1, and then they were like, oh no, we need to make it be 12:30. That way, you know, Sammy's out of the clear. But then she fucks up and says she had a phone call with somebody that their phone was out of service. So how'd you have that phone call? Ugh. Police held a press conference on Monday, August 10th, and they plead for attendees from the party to come forward. Like, it's just crazy. You have all these party goers, and nobody wants to come forward. Was there a party? Because, again, other than courtesy of Sammy Smith, there's no actual pictures of this party. Well, at least no pictures of Kylie at this party. Not a video. I mean, you all saying you got hundreds, if not thousands, of pictures and videos from the party. And you're telling us that you got a picture or a video of Kylie in said hoodie at this party, but yet you don't want to release that either. Meanwhile, Cheez-It Girl that faked her own abduction, she getting, look. They had so much information on so little information that they realized she done faked it, just like what the hell is her name? Sherry Papini. It's crazy. That's how a real investigation goes, to the point where, like, you actually find the truth instead of just writing it off on an autopsy to fit something that is not what happened. And if you're telling me she accidentally drowned, please explain the no water in the lungs. Again, this is why I'm glad Riley Strain's family is getting second opinions, because something real odd about where his items were found, his pants and his boots being off, and the no water in the lungs. All right. Let me see if there's anything. See, and then it's by August 10th, the search had grown to include several aircraft, including helicopters and airplanes, flying in formation above dive teams and all-terrain vehicles, including four-wheelers, trikes, and dirt bikes. And you have to understand, this was a private search because not just anybody could come to this search. That's why they were declining locals that, I mean, they're dive team certified, and they're like, no, we don't need your help. We got this private team out here. There are search dogs present and at least 100 members of law enforcement visible, including members of the FBI who initially focused their attention on Campsite 4 in the area. See, I've been saying this. I also have pictures. Police in California and Nevada are involved. Attendees at the party were from all over. Tahoe, Truckee, Reno, Sparks, Auburn. See, and then that's weird because all of these ones that they're naming isn't what Sammy was saying. She was saying, you know, these people were coming from the Bay, they were coming from San Francisco. It's weird. It says, if you are a parent of a child that attends this party or attended, see, that's what's crazy. If you are a parent of a child that attended this party or attended yourself, please look at yours or your child's photo. See, it's crazy. Please look at yours or your child's photos, videos, social media for any images of Kylie, potential persons of interest in the background. Someone out of place. Someone no one really knows. Campsite 4. I actually do have. Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. And then here's another odd thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So Campsite 4, it was alleged that Campsite 4, 5, and 6 are what somebody rented that night. That's just alleged. I don't have any proof other than screenshots of other people's hearsay. But it's odd that when the FBI came to town, their first focal point was Campsite 4. And then also something that I noticed is in all of the news media, while they're out there just showing all these wrong stock images of Kylie's car, okay, they released images of the campsite, and it's not Prosser Family Campground. You want to see what it is? Let me show you. This is what I've been trying to tell people. See this right here? This is Lakeside Campground. This is see the shape of it? This is what they were putting out in the media. Also, another thing that was confusing people. But everybody just automatically like got down and licked boots and did whatever and believed everything that they were told. Like none of the information that was put out in the media was accurate, including that last known picture of a surveillance video of show me where Kylie has a tattoo in the middle of her chest, please. Somebody, anybody. But yeah, this is this. So Campsite 4 would be here. And then this is where Kylie's car and alleged remains were found. And then it's really odd that Sammy goes on to say like that these kids were scared to talk, but like if they're told that they're not going to get in trouble for engaging in any illegal activity, why didn't any of them come forward? Is it because none of them wanted to get caught up in the lie? Like I really wish somebody from law enforcement, from anybody involved directly in this case that was at this party, I really wish somebody would clarify something. Sammy Smith said, I think a lot of them were scared to talk. Scared for what? If it was just an accident, we shouldn't be scared to talk. Like, That's so many flags. Like, there's no reason to be scared unless something scary and gruesome happened. They were engaging in illegal activity in the woods. It's like Lord of the Flies space where they can just be. And then to say that it's like a Lord of the Flies space, that's just concerning as well, too. Yeah, I wish somebody would clarify, send a picture, like something. And then, like, if anybody came forward, like the threats that were made, like it's insane to me. Like an accident does not play out like this. This is so unnatural. There's nothing organic to Kylie's case. If you are afraid to share information, you can have someone else do it for you to the tip line or the upload link. And then the weird thing is, okay, this email address, I've been struggling so hard with this email address. So another thing that I've been doing, like this is one thing I've been doing all day today. Is this it? Yeah. So I've been trying to find the sheriff_Tahoe invest tips at placer.ca.gov. And I shit you not, it doesn't matter if I go to Google and search it. It doesn't matter if I go to DuckDuckGo. Every single link in here is only a mention of Kylie Rodney. When you go to their website, there is nothing to mention this email address. And I'm having a really hard time understanding why this email address is even what it is. Sheriff_Tahoe invest tips. And then it's at placerca.gov. And then it's really odd that they don't use this email for any other case, any other information, any other anything for a tip line. Like this specific email address is designated only for Kylie Rodney. You know, the same email, the same number that all these people that are calling and putting tips in, like most of these people aren't getting calls back. They're not getting follow-up calls. Like, but that's the thing, AJ, and it's like literally all you had to do is go to that findkylie.com, and right there when you click on that link, like it would already, like it would prepare the email for you. Like that's what I just, it's odd. It's very odd. Where are we at? Okay. If you are afraid to share information, you can have someone else do it for you to the tip line or upload link. Police were also vocal by this point and said that any teen who had information was free to come forward without fear of punishment. Remember, and they even said, like, even if you're an illegal, like, we're not going to get ICE after you, which is another really odd thing to say to somebody. Anyway, if they had been involved in ADC, look, nobody had to have any, including Sammy Smith, you know, no teen that had information that was to come forward, they should know that they can come forward without the fear of any punishment if they had been involved in anything illegal. It doesn't even clarify, like, it just says illegal activity. Sammy spoke to the media about this part of the case. We've said over and over again, we're not investigating any of you. Well, you should be. You really should be. Like, that's what's weird, is like right off the jump, they're not investigating anybody. When you're saying she could possibly have been abducted, that she could have possibly been snatched up by somebody, you're not investigating any of the last people that saw her alive at this party. That's where you got me fucked up, and that's where you fucked up on the investigation. Like, it's just crazy that they're not investigating any of you. But then you hear, like, how many times Jagger was interrogated, confirmed, because then you also have the media releasing that he is not a person of interest because he has a solid alibi. But then, like, all of these other people that were alleged to have interrogations or questions or whatever the FBI/LE did, none of them were cleared. Like, nobody else. The only person I ever recall being cleared is Jagger. It's crazy. We're not investigating any of you. We're partnering with you in an investigation for a missing person. This isn't about things you shouldn't have done. It's weird. But it's also hard because there are so many teenagers. What are their relationships like with their parents? That can define a lot of what they're going to say, and they're used to hiding everything. This is very odd. Yes, Wendy, that's what's concerning to me, is who does this email go back to, because it doesn't link you to Placer County. And it's really odd that, dude, I should email it and see if I get a response. I wonder if I'll get an email throwback of email returned. I should try that. On August 10th, Kylie's mother spoke about how she believed an Amber Alert should have been issued in her daughter's case. Which, I'm sorry, CHP, you failed this, Mom. There should have been no reason why. Why? Other than you just didn't want it blowing up any more than it already did. Police have said that Kylie's case did not meet all the criteria for an Amber Alert, which is why one was not issued. Confirmation that an abduction occurred. Look, all these friends were saying she was abducted. Had her family believing she was abducted, okay? The victim is 17 or younger or has been proven mental or physical disability. I mean, she's 16 years old. No reason. The victim is in imminent danger of death or serious. Yep, that's check. Information is available that, if given to the public, could help recovery. I mean, how did they say she didn't meet the criteria? It looked like she checked everything off. You know, the confirmation that an abduction had occurred, like the friends saying, hey, we think she was abducted, should have been enough. Unless they knew she wasn't abducted. That was just something they had put out there to keep you distracted away from, you know, the hero here. Ugh. Kylie's father spoke at the same town meeting and said, she is no longer just our daughter. This is your kids. These are the parties that your kids are going to, he said. We need answers, and you need answers, because when your kids turn 16, where are they going to go? Kylie is your child too. Ooh, I get goosebumps. Ugh. Who's having fun? Because this ain't fun for me. Oh, you're talking about these kids or what? Miss Billy, if you want to come up on panel, you're more than welcome to, honey. I'll drop the link. That quote from Dad just, I don't know, there's something about it. It stays with me. The Placer County Sheriff's Office announced on August 11th that it has activated the Code Red emergency alert system, which is odd because I was just looking at Placer County's thingy, and I could have sworn they activated the Code Red emergency alert on the 9th. I'm going to have to double check that. We have about an 80% enrollment for Nevada County. So out of our 100,000 residents, that message should hit about 80,000 residents. Nevada County Sheriff's Office Captain Brown says on the Code Red alert during a Thursday afternoon press conference. Sweet dreams, Mark. Rest well. Have an awesome Saturday. Police also released another recent photo of Kylie, taken just a few weeks before she disappeared, which is weird. Like, I understand that the family had easy access to Kylie in Mexico, but that picture that that Kay Jewel put out, that she was tagged in by Gunnar Locke, like, I don't understand why that image was never put out there of her, you know? That's also odd because per that Instagram post, that would have been the most recent picture of Kylie Rodney, August 1st. It's just odd. The information that they should have been putting out there, they didn't. Oof. So this is August 11th. More than 220 law enforcement personnel have been assigned to the search, and officials have received more than 500 tips from across the country related to the case. Other countries have also offered assistance in finding Kylie. On August 11th, investigators collected and bagged evidence found near the Prosser family campground. On August 12th, police announced that they had now received over 900 tips, almost double from the previous day. Search dogs, aircraft, and multiple law enforcement vehicles kept the search for Kylie going. What up? What are you doing? Wait up. I miss you, girl. It's good to hear your voice.
Okay.
How's your night going? How's your night going?
How you doing?
I'm doing. Keeping busy. Keeping hella busy.
Okay, I think I'm not echoing anymore.
No, you're good. I just feel like there's not enough time in the day, but you know.
There isn't, right? Well, Mr. Darling was ill, and now I'm ill, so we're just chilling.
Sucks. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, everybody just stay safe out there. Take your vitamin C, eat right, exercise.
You feeling any better?
Thanks, man. You'll be all right. But I want to come and say hey. I haven't seen anybody, so it's like I want to come say hey to you and give you my love. And
I know. I've kind of been just turning on lives, and like every once in a while I'll type in chat, but I've been keeping so busy with going back to the beginning of Discord because I never realized how, like, we have 2 Discords that I can't even make any more folders in. Full of.
Wait, you can't make any more folders in when they're full?
No, you can't. Like, you can only have 50 folders in the Discord.
Oh, okay.
Or 200. I don't know. It's something like that. I forget. It's like
they limit it.
It's like 50 sections with 200 folders or something like that. But it's so full that I can't add any more. Like it tells me to either delete one. So sometimes I rename them and just add information in there. But yeah, trying to make sure that I have all this documented, and I'm trying to piece together some type of timeline or to see the full discrepancies and kind of just play it out in real time. So the people that in the beginning, you know, thought this was foul play, and then for whatever reason, because the autopsies, they told them, you know, that it was an accidental drowning, like people were okay with it. And that's fine if people want to be okay with it and move on, you know, totally fine. However, I feel the way that this all has played out, it just, everything about it screams foul play or cover up or both, you know?
It does. It's like, if it wasn't anything, then why are they all tripping out so bad?
Honey, I have been trying so hard to go through all this information and find anything that could possibly, like, make it fit some type of fucking accident theory, and I just can't. Like, I'm trying to go at this so unbiased, and the more that I try to find some sort of fucking accident theory that might seem logical, like, it falls apart and it goes right back to the, you know, something ain't right here.
Yeah, like people in like nearby towns don't hear about this. Why wouldn't they? If she was abducted, they should all have gotten an alert. That doesn't make any sense either.
It's just, it's really, yeah, that too. Yes.
Yeah, Jade. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So many different things that make sense. It adds up to like either circumstance.
No, it's weird because I documented because I made sure I recorded that today too. No, I went to the Wayback machine because maybe I even recorded it from their website, like, because you can go back and find it. It shows where Nevada County issued the red alert and what it said. But then it's weird when you go over like the dispatch call logs and how like mixed in all of them. They got that like what the hell is it? Scheduled events.
Yeah, that was
or
freaky.
how there's like a be on the lookout already happening in the wee hours of the morning before the mom even calls to report her daughter missing. Like, it's really odd. It's very odd when you just pay attention to the last 48 hours, you know? It's nothing about it says accident, though. That's for sure.
I agree with that.
I'm really trying, y'all. I'm really trying to, like, because I keep telling people, look, if you're on the accident theory bandwagon, please, by all means, make a video and put it out there to show your receipts on how this in any way, shape, or form can be an accident. I mean, you could source the autopsy too, but please don't please don't forget to include the fact that Kylie had no water in her lungs. And then make that make sense.
Oh yeah, and the wrong height and the wrong hair and all that other stuff.
Dude.
They don't look like it was her.
Or something, and they wonder why people are like, there's no way that could have been Kylie Rodney. Like, I understand, because they didn't do DNA, they didn't do dental, they didn't let the family come and identify her. Like, there's so many things there, and I understand why people believe that she was possibly trafficked or abducted and something happened and didn't work out, so they offed her and put her in the water. Like, I understand all of these theories around Kylie's case. And they could do a simple fucking thing, which is required by any other law, is to release the data of how you got from point A to point B on how she accidentally drowned.
Yeah, it doesn't add up.
You know, if it was just an accident, well, then there's no reason why they shouldn't release this surveillance footage, like in its full. In its full. There's no reason why that surveillance footage wasn't put out there with timestamp and all. It's weird that we got a picture of a screen of a freeze frame of a video, and then there's not even a timestamp on that. Like, their local county sheriff's office put an overlay on it to tell you what time it was. And it's like, no, I've never in my life have I seen them release surveillance pictures or footage without a timestamp.
Never. It's never been
exactly
like that.
AJ. No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, just like AJ said, it's because she wasn't there. And that explains why the people that own Hirschdale Deli don't want to talk. Because they don't want to go against what law enforcement is trying to feed us. You're not telling me
what they hiding. What they hiding? Something's going on up above. They're covering for someone else. Something's doing like above them. You know, it feels like they're cleaning stuff up.
Yeah. Yes. It sounds like law enforcement works for somebody, you know, in the family or the community, you know. And that's the reason why things played out the way that it does. You know, it just, nothing about it seems like an accident. I've never in my life seen an accident where people are afraid to come forward, or you have the fucking police saying if you saw anything gruesome. Well, you're talking about an accident, so why are we seeing gruesome things? Why are these kids traumatized if she simply just drove into water? It makes no damn sense. Well, that's true. If she wasn't there, there's nothing to report. And that's another thing. Is like they want the public to take their word for it that they saw pictures and videos of Kylie. I'm sorry, I ain't taking nobody's word for shit, dude. You either have receipts. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, law enforcement fails to realize that people pay their wages. Like, they are to answer to the people. I understand that by law, because a lot of these kids are minors, that a lot of things should be redacted, but there's no reason why that documentation is not being released with certain things redacted unless you have something to hide or cover up. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, we're just using critical thinking. It's just critical thinking.
Like, if it was just an accident, why are these the ones that are coming forward trying to disguise voices of people that they've asked questions to? Like, that's not normal. Like, normally when people disguise their voice, it's because they don't want the CIA or the FBI or law enforcement to figure out who they are. You see what I'm saying? Like, for an accident, people should not be scared. People should not have been scared to have their voices out there or their names out there. Meanwhile, you got Sammy Smith throwing Jagger and fucking Kate and Mags under the bus, but won't release how she got there or who took her home or any of those things. You see, there's just too much shit about this case that I can't stop talking about it, and people can't make me stop talking about it. You know, all I want is the truth for Kylie. Not for the public, not for whatever, but the truth of what happened to Kylie. I don't know what Sammy is. Sammy lied a lot though. You know, and it's really odd to me that in an investigation, the first, like, if it would have been anybody else other than Sammy, if somebody came forward and said, yeah, you know, I got a call from her or whatever at 12:36, like they would be fully interrogated on explaining away how it's possible that you talked to somebody whose phone was out of service 3 minutes prior. You see what I'm saying? Like, there was no proper investigation done. Yeah. And then it makes you wonder why mom said, we don't want to get anybody else in trouble.
Oh, they already got some people picked out to be in trouble, apparently.
Well, and then it makes you wonder why Sammy was the only person that got a criminal defense lawyer.
We know which ones, I think, too.
It's all very fucking odd. That's all. And I'm just going to keep pointing it out. And if there's things that I find that I've never put on a live, yes, that's what I'm going to do.
I wonder if Cindy, her mom, knows these other two lady lawyers.
I think they all know each other.
Because, I mean, that'd be awfully convenient. Like, went to school with them or something. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
like, and just going down like the handbrake rabbit hole alone, like seeing how many businesses they have, how they're correlate with like government stuff, and like it's insane to me. And then the same thing with like Sammy's parents, you know what I mean, how they have government ties. It really makes you wonder. There are some unusual things going on in this case that I just want to briefly mention. I think these things may be happening due to the age of the people involved, teenagers. Kylie had a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, depending on the source you read. And then, it's weird that everybody wants to name Jagger, but, like, nobody wants to talk about Nate. Like, you got Sammy Smith coming out here saying that they're the best of friends, but everybody is fully aware that Sammy's best friends are Daisy and JC. So you got Sammy claiming that she's Kylie's best friend when she's really not. You got all of these people trying to pin everything on Jagger when he has an alibi. Like, he has given enough information, law enforcement, including the FBI, enough so that, yeah, like, he was the one and only person that was publicly mentioned by law enforcement that he was cleared. But you don't hear no mention of Sammy being cleared or anybody else like Elsa or any of these other people that were at this party. And then, like, I think about, like, when this case first broke and how Sammy was filtering tips, and it's almost like Jagger was trying to do the same thing because he knew something sus was going on. And did you notice how quickly law enforcement was like, no, you don't give your information to Jagger, only Sammy and only law enforcement, only these tip lines, only this email. But like, they kicked Jagger out of collecting tips, but they continue to let, like, the last person that knew what was happening, taking names to jail, like, continue to filter tips. That's another thing that I find a huge problem in, is if you're going to say no teens are to take tips, then that should apply to all of them. Like, you can't cherry pick, especially in a case that should be investigated from a point of view of, like, professionality. Like, you're telling me that the last person to talk to Kylie, that, I mean, couldn't have possibly happened, but the last person that admittingly knows what was going on, that she wasn't your prime fucking suspect. Like, you let her run the entire investigation, from filtering tips to setting up teen talks privately where no parents, law enforcement, or FBI are allowed to. What? I have never in my life heard of such a thing.
That's why it feels like a psyop, but there's, like, kids that are missing. So what the hell? There's kids that are missing or dead, and we don't know why.
Yeah. And that's why I'm going to continue talking about it until law enforcement, the FBI or whoever, I mean, either release stuff through FOIA or release things publicly to clarify some shit.
Why are they lying if it's just an accident? Why are everybody lying?
Mm-hmm. And then this is the part that I find really odd here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I did save these 2 screenshots to make sure that I have them because
let me copy them.
All right. See, and then it's really odd that you have all of these people saying, you know, doing the whole Find Kylie hashtag, but call Placer County sheriffs, not the number. See, and then Jagger puts me or the sheriff. We are all working in the same thing, and the sheriff would like me to filter through any info before it gets to them. And then they quickly shut Jagger down, but then Sammy continues to do it. You're telling me a person that was literally at this party, you continue to let that one? Something ain't right here, y'all.
Does it make sense?
You.
Yeah, and so Tahoe investigation. That's like that's Cindy and James.
Yeah, and then I really have a problem with this. Like the phone number that they're giving out on top of that is the email tips to sheriff_Tahoe invest tips at placerca.gov. It's insane to me.
Well, she got a medal for her service.
I don't know, but that I would love to know I don't know if she got that medal from her swim team or what the hell it is. Like, that's another thing. Like, these simple things that Motormouth Megan could have clarified, like, none of those things were. Like, she came out here doing damage control, y'all. And then, like, it's weird how she's threatened so many people that she chose to go up on their panel. She chose to insert all this stuff out there.
Weird.
Whether it was doxing herself, putting her family's information out there, like all of this stuff she chose to put out there. Like all of the things that she could have clarified, she never did. And that also makes you wonder why she was even here in the first place. Because it clearly wasn't for the truth for Kylie.
No, obviously not.
A media agency asked Lindsay if she had any regrets in this case. And she replied, there's a Willie Nelson song that I've got a long list of real good reasons for all the things I've done. And regret is just a memory written on my brow. And there's nothing I can do about it now, she said.
You know what I also found weird? No one else, when their kids are missing or dead or something, don't talk in fucking riddles, and they don't talk in fucking songs.
Well, I think the reason why they're talking in riddles is hopes that somebody figures out their riddles, because I mean some real crazy shit's going on where I think people are being threatened.
Why
threatened if they speak
with song lyrics? She did that a lot though, right? Okay. We gotta look into all the song lyrics then.
So if you think about,
I'll go down that
what the arts and what music is actually there for. It is for people to reach the masses through their lyrics, through their artwork, through the depiction of what they're trying to portray to you. Okay. Then when you look at all of the weird encode stuff that Lindsay has said, I think those are things that we need to really look at. And instead of sussing her out, hear her out. Because
let's go through it.
Her stating like all of these song quotes, there's something in it. Her putting out that fucking mermaid handbag, because you remember me saying the very beginning over and over and over again, like Kylie Rodney did not drown unless she had mermaid lungs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then her mom puts out this mermaid bag. And then after the autopsy's released, she puts out the I call bullshit candle. How do you express yourself? Through art and music, you know? Dude. And I think that's what this mom is trying to do. It's a cry for help, that because these people and what they do smear campaigns on people.
Yeah.
So that the media and the public believe that somehow she's this bad mother. It's just what they do.
Did you read
So
these lyrics from that song she's quoting?
So I'll read the lyrics again. There's a Willie Nelson
Wow.
song
Yeah.
that I've got a long list of real good reasons for all the things I've done. And regret is just a memory written on my brow. And there's nothing I can do about it now. And then
Well,
she goes
there's
on to
some more in
say,
between that. There's some
because
more about
remember,
the whole lyrics, the whole song. It's pretty interesting.
I mean, we can do that. Or do you want to read them to me? Go ahead, read them since you already got it pulled up.
I'm like freaking out because I'm like, ooh, I've got a long list of real good reasons for all the things I've done. I've got a picture in the back of my mind of what I've lost and what I've won. I've survived every situation, knowing when to freeze and when to run. And regret is just a memory.
Yo, pause. And remember how she ran? She took off.
Yes.
She got out of Truckee. See?
Yes.
See, there's
and she had the train tracks. And she had the train tracks on her thing.
Yes.
On her page. Remember the train track?
It's very possible that the Handmaid's Tale wasn't something that she was into. It was something she was trying to expose. It's very possible that she changed it to railroad tracks to also get another message out there. Like, and this is why I'm trying to get people to look at it unbiasedly and look at it from both sides. Keep going with them lyrics. Rewind them lyrics a little bit though.
I've survived every situation, knowing when to freeze and when to run. And regret is just a memory written on my brow, and there's nothing I can do about it now. I've got a wild and restless spirit. I've held my price through every deal. I've seen the fire of a woman scorned, turned her heart of gold to steel. Ew. I've got the song of the voice inside me, right? Set to the rhythm of the wheel. And I've been dreaming. Didn't remember the wheel? I've got the song of the voice inside me set to the rhythm of the wheel, and I've been dreaming like a child since the cradle broke the bow. There's nothing I could do about it now.
Damn, dude. See?
Okay, there's like 8 more lines.
See?
Running through the changes, going through the stages, coming around the corners of my life, leaving doubt to fate, staying out too late, waiting for the moon to say goodnight, and I could cry for the time I've wasted, but that's a waste of time and tears, and I know just what I'd change if I could go back in time somehow, but there's nothing I can do about it now. Whoa. Okay.
Yikes. See?
That is interesting. I never thought about that.
I do. And that's why I was trying to say, like, I think Kylie's family and her close friends were trying to expose something. Meanwhile, you have the media and you have the not good people, the villains in this case, that are trying to misinform people, make you focus on the past of this family or mistakes that they have made to make them look like bad people, you know? And I just, I can't keep going down these let's attack this family type of rabbit holes because I see nothing. I understand that there's something odd in that hug. Again, like I said, they've staged a lot of things. Was Lindsay put up to go hug the princess? I would love to know what Lindsay whispered in her ear.
It seemed like a tribute to me.
You know?
But she didn't have a choice. I mean,
there's just there's a lot of hidden things amongst the stuff, like, and it's really weird how they had this media wall around this family, almost like so they couldn't and wouldn't talk, you know?
What about the other families of the other people that missing around what time Kylie's missing? And they're all connected. Those families acting, were they acting like they're all right? How they doing?
I mean, you don't ever get to hear from these families, do you?
No, I haven't heard anything from the other families of the other kids in the area.
Well, and then it's really crazy because in the beginning, they tried to say that Kylie ran away. Just give it the weekend. And then, you know, come Monday, if she don't turn up, then yeah, we'll start to worry about it. But like from the jump, Lindsay said, my daughter is not the runaway type, not to stigmatize kids who are, but my daughter is not. She had the resources to run away and would have done it if she wanted to. Okay. And then remember, once she clarified that, it quickly changed from, oh, she ran away to, oh, she was abducted. And then when that narrative didn't work out, then they were trying to imply that Kylie somehow self-harmed herself. And then they came up with this great idea that, oh, she just did it to herself with no water in her lungs. And there's not enough alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, and
no
that
drugs
her
in it.
being in the hatch with that strap sticking out, with that
Like, I know about a
seatbelt
CRV. There's no way.
hanging out. I'm sorry. It's just, there's too much that points to somebody offed Kylie Rodney and put her in that water as a fucking message. And then you have all these people going in and fucking up any sort of evidence. I mean, you have law enforcement barehanded after how many years on the force, and they don't know to put some gloves on or leave their gloves on. Like, that's the thing that gets me, is the fact that Frickberg took her diving gloves off to touch that steering wheel, but never once thought, oh, I better.
You already had your gloves on. Why take them off?
Yeah.
Like, you already got them on.
See the other gentleman on the other side of the car takes his gloves off and does the same exact fucking thing. And then when you think about all of that going on, everything that happened during the extraction, it's like they didn't want evidence to be found. You know what I mean? And what evidence was left there, I think they accidentally on purpose left that shit there so that it would keep YouTubers busy and focus away from the fact that it took them 2 days after you remove remains from water and it hits air, it starts to rapidly decompose. You're telling me that they waited 2 full fucking days to start an autopsy on Kylie Rodney? 2 full fucking days. It's because they needed her body to break down so that the autopsy would match somebody that was in water for 2 weeks. But you guys fail to realize in that autopsy, it lacks one thing. The biggest thing: water in the lungs, sinuses, ear canals. For somebody to be just chilling in water for 2 weeks, there would be some type of water in her system.
That would be true.
You know, and then like the way that this autopsy, like there's no layout of a body, no diagrams of like, and it's really odd to me how they're claiming that her tattoo shifted from her ribs to her hips. Well, then no, here is how it could happen. Okay. Is if you let's just say that we have remains in a body of fresh water for a week times. We'll just say a week, okay? If you then go in and damage the corpse, okay, by flipping a vehicle around, you know, sloshing them around, and then you put the remains of that person in oxygen for 2 days, yeah, it's going to decompose real fucking bad. And any damages in the rustling of her body is going to cause that skin to shift. It's no wonder why they documented her tattoo on her hip.
That's what makes me think it maybe wasn't her body, because the way they tore it up so bad. It's like, so they would be, it'd be more difficult to say it wasn't.
I think they did it that way to cover up any
destroy more evidence.
Yes,
that's fair.
Because they're and what doesn't make sense to me, okay, is if Reber's doing this autopsy and he's seeing that there is no type of waterlogging of her lungs, of her internal organs, what have you, you know what I mean, the orifices that water should be, okay, if there's no water there, okay, and then you're continuing to do an autopsy, and then you notice marooning of one side of the scalp, that should automatically tell you to start going in that direction. Oh, how did she get that marooning? How did she get the contusion on her head? You see what I'm saying? Like, it just...
Yeah, I'm surprised about no diagrams too. Usually there's diagrams of the injuries.
Like, there's just so much missing from the autopsy, and the biggest part that's missing from it is all of the exclusionary things that they should have shown of how they got from where they got to calling it an accidental drowning. Like, there's no list of exclusion. There's no tests done to show exclusion of how they got to an accidental drowning, especially if she had no water in her lungs, you know? It was almost like he was already told, this is the way this autopsy is going to go. You're going to make it look like an accidental drowning. And I mean, it's really odd how He didn't document any water in the lungs. Like, that would have been the smartest thing for him to do. But then he goes on, after documenting that there's no water in the lungs, he also goes on to say that her lungs only weighed 100 grams and 110 grams, which is that of, I mean, that's a baby. That's a toddler. Barely a toddler.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Which almost implies that Kylie was deceased and possibly decomposing for much longer than she was in the water.
100
And
grams
then,
is very small, y'all. Y'all realize how small amount 100 grams is? It's such a tiny amount.
And then you also have to keep in mind, like, her closest friends are the ones that were putting out the picture, like the sleepy picture and the shh picture. Like, that shh picture is the biggest piece of evidence in this entire case, and I'm gonna stand by that. I think that picture will explain a lot of it when
That's
a proper
sick. They took
investigation.
that picture. She's in the water like that. That's sick.
Look, and there's no way to. There is no way, like, there is no way possible to explain away why anybody has a picture of Kylie Rodney in her car in the passenger seat, where half her head and the whole rest of the back end of her car is submerged in water. Like, I would love for law enforcement to explain that one. And you're not going to tell me that's fake news. I'm sorry, that's not. That's evidence.
And blue ink? What the fuck? He's a doctor for numerous years. He knows not to use blue ink.
Like, and that's the problem that I'm having with Reber, is it just looks like he really couldn't and didn't want to stand by what he put on that autopsy, and is why he made sure there was white out on it and it was signed in blue ink. That way it couldn't fall at his doorstep. It's also, like I just showed in the screen recording that I did, like, y'all can go and do this for yourself. Go back to the Wayback Machine, type in that coroner.org / whatever the hell it was, and look for yourself. I want to understand why on May 28th, Dr. Gregory Reber was the sergeant at arms, and then quickly by October 7th, he was the second vice president, and that ran on from December clear into February 5th. And then right after that is when we got wind that he retired. It's odd. And then you also have,
like, pay you off and you shut up and go retire.
You have the detective / diver / detective again, who is at a crime scene and touching of all things, the steering wheel of this car with her bare fucking hands. It almost sounds like they were trying to cover up any possible evidence to prove that somebody else was driving Kylie Rodney's car. And then it makes you also wonder why they completely ignored Nick Giovanni's testimony of what he serviced. So I'm just going to let you all know that upon going in to the very beginning of my private Discord and just going through some of the folders, I have found proof that Nick Giovanni was a service person that did battery calls. I have a screenshot of his Venmo of somebody paying him for helping him with a battery.
Okay, so he wasn't like legit. He was just like private.
I'm not sure what he was,
because they don't Venmo like that.
What I think happened, and just like, I mean, look what they did to AWP. Look at the dirt they dug up on Jared. Look how all those videos were taken down. Look how they never released any of that information. It's a smear campaign. Anybody that was even remotely legitimate that had factual testimony, those were the people. Look at it. Look how Nick Giovanni was discredited. I mean, think about it. You want to think that what he's saying couldn't have possibly happened.
I think they all lying, but I want to believe.
You know?
I want to believe.
But then if you think about that battery service call, and if something was wrong with the battery, okay, maybe he left that out. Maybe he did charge the core and just left that part out. But it just sounds like a car that either the lights were left on, or a door was left open, or a key was left turned in the ignition. Something happened to deaden a battery for them to call for a battery service call in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Like, something had to have been happening for them to be like, okay, this is definitely the battery. Was the interior lights not coming on? Like, there's something to his story. I do believe that there is something to his story.
Yeah, whoever was there when he picked up, that wasn't Kylie. That was someone else that didn't know how to use the car, you know? Because it was in neutral, right? And I couldn't make it work.
Yeah. Well, and then it's weird how the person that is pretending to be Kylie asks a weird question like, how do you put the seat belt through your belt? And then it's weird, AWP stumbles upon a car that, once you know, has a seatbelt hanging out the back of the fucking door, right?
That's weird.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think
they
all
were,
of the
that would make Nick remember that very well, you know, from all his other calls with the weird kind of questions like that with the seatbelt. He's less likely to forget that encounter, you know?
Yeah, and it's really odd. Like, it's really odd that he's saying about how the two people, the male and the female, are acting at the car, and that there's perfume in the center console, which, I mean, implies that somebody is trying to cover up the scent of somebody that's possibly deceased in the hatch. And then furthermore, which is even more concerning, is the fact that this man contacted a detective, and then right after that contact was made, the footage just disappeared. And oh no, he ain't never worked for nobody.
Yeah,
you know
that
what I
was
mean?
weird.
See what I'm saying? And I really truly, after reading text from him, I think because we sent him the lineup, it's possible that there was somebody in that picture that he did see that day.
Oh wow.
But it's really odd. Like, if you notice the pattern of people that tried to tell the truth for Kylie, or people that came forward with proper testimony, one, how quickly either it was fake news or they were discredited to the point where people, I mean, they were questioning the authenticity of I mean, detailed testimony. Meanwhile, you got Sammy telling you all these different things like that. Like, how could that have possibly happened in the matter of 22 fucking minutes? Like, all of that couldn't have happened, Sam. Just like the 1236 phone call couldn't have happened, Sam. And then it really makes you wonder who got to Nick, to the point where, I mean, he worked for a security company. I could see why AWP, I mean, even the law enforcement said, yeah, he's a stand-up guy. Yeah. But if he's such a stand-up guy, then why didn't law enforcement, I mean, maybe they did. Maybe they did. Maybe that's the reason why that footage is gone, because the FBI has it. The FBI ain't talking either, you know, and that's what makes me just keep talking about her, because nobody that is a professional that actually investigated this or took in any of this information, none of those people are talking. And it's crazy to me that we have an autopsy that says what it says, that does not match an accident. It matches somebody that was deceased before they were ever put in that call. And then when you look at the picture and then think about Nick Giovanni's account, it makes sense. I don't know if they were planning on trafficking her and it went bad.
Yeah.
And then if you think about Salisha Singh and all the stuff she was saying, and then like,
yeah, that's crazy.
All of the 911 calls that were coming out of this same area. And then you have big prominent YouTubers trying to say, hey, there was a 911 call placed, and hey, it does match Kylie's car. And then how quickly all those YouTube channels took all those videos down that made mention of, you know, that whole Arrow Creek Parkway thing. And then it's also weird that, again, the Broadcastify that had all these dispatch calls on it, they pulled all them calls down too. It sounds like either they're covering it up, or the FBI has collected this information and is fully aware that a crime has been committed here.
What are you
Either
talking
which
about,
way,
roasted doodle?
Huh?
What's roasted doodle talking about? If the FBI is building a case, wouldn't talking about it harm their case?
Yeah,
Not if we're talking about it. The FBI
well, that's
can't
the thing.
talk
It's
about
like,
it.
yeah,
We
like,
can talk
and
about it.
that's the thing is like, if you think about Doug, and Doug hasn't come forward since his last interview when AWP was still together. And if you think about the last words that he had with somebody else, like, I believe that this cover up is bigger than what most people want to even deal with, and that's why so many people have just moved on from it. They don't want to talk about it because they're scared too. Nah, dude, I don't even think it's any of that, roasted doodle. I think it boils down to,
let's not be racist against truck drivers.
No, a group of kids are responsible for not report, like, failure to render aid is one thing. Yeah, he did. And then also, Kate, and I've had conversations with Ryan about that, and I do have documentation of what was said, but yeah, that's not anything that I would ever put on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Well, no. That's cool. I got you. I trust you.
But it's just really odd that, like, if you think about how everything played out and how anybody that tried to do the right thing was discredited, it really makes you start wondering, like
what else they hiding? That's what I'm wondering. There's something else going on
it's very
behind
true.
this.
Like, and
This
from
is
the
opening
jump,
everything
it was
up.
all about parents protecting their kids.
It's the beginning of their lives. What about these other kids that are dead because of your kids? What the hell's
And then
going
when you
on?
look at the families of the 5 kids that are seen at the press conference acting all fucking weird, and you see their ties, it makes you wonder why everything played out like it did, you know? Failure to render aid is not a crime? What? Knowing something's happening to somebody and not calling for help is not a crime in your state?
I think that's
man,
incorrect.
Doesn't say that's the craziest shit I ever heard.
Just Googled it. I just Googled it. It can result in criminal and civil consequences. What are you talking about?
Well, and that's the thing.
AJ,
It's like,
I live in California. That's not true.
Would failure to render aid, be enough to get a criminal defense lawyer? She's the only one that did. Only one. And you didn't hear LE or FBI say, look, she got a solid alibi. No, they made sure to put out there, no. The last time that Kylie's phone was in service was 12:33.
AJ's an attorney. AJ, tell us why they're getting away with this.
Like, I don't understand how other than money and ties, how this could just go under the radar like it has. Or how people that continue to talk about it continue to get the threats that they do.
There's lots of crimes going on here, that's for sure. So yeah, so in
Very
California,
true,
if you're involved in an
Jeremiah,
accident where you cause injury. So if you see an accident, I guess you don't have to render aid. But if you cause an accident and like a hit and run, then yeah. What I found out, it's like the hit and run. Teach us, AJ. Teach us everything you know.
And then, like, y'all, like, I can't stop thinking about, like, Trinity Backus's autopsy and, like, the chain of events and how much the original timeline changed by, like, day 3. Like, how much of their stories kept changing. And that's the thing, is, like, the truth never changes. Explain to me how she went from wearing the outfit she was and being in what they said was she was dancing in the yard in her socks and then she took them off or whatever and started running towards the gate, out towards the road. Like, and it's the same thing with like Kylie. Like, well, not the same thing as Kylie, because at least they picked up her scent to the end of the gate at the driveway. So here's my thing, is if this little girl ran from her not aunt's house a half mile down the road and into them thick ass woods, two things. One, her scent should have been fully detectable beyond the gate of the house. One.
It's true.
Two, she should have had wounds from running down the street in her bare feet. And I mean, did you see them woods that she was cut out of? They had to use chainsaws to get to her. And you're telling me everything else on her body was scratched but the bottom of her feet? It sounds like someone picked her up in a car. And then you think about how her chain, as well as Kylie's, was missing, snatched off of her, and it's in a part of the woods that just does not fucking make sense. That this little girl took off her shirt, okay, and pulled her own pants down to her fucking knees. But here's the kicker. The pants she was found in weren't the pants that she left the house in. So what happened to Trinity Backus from the time she left her house to the time she was found deceased? Because that, to me, nothing about her case says she did that to herself either. And it's really weird how Kylie's case played out, and then Trinity's case played out, and then when it came to Dante, they weren't even going to release anything so that people couldn't ask questions. It's concerning. And then it's weird how around Kylie Rodney's case, that Charlie Holderman, seen with this group of weird-ass people at this press conference, goes missing, alleges is in a car accident, but then there's no update on him, and then all of his social media is deleted, okay? And then you have Chloe Bogan, which is Evan and Isaac's friend, Dylan's sister, that ran away, and nothing was put out there in the media for people to look for her. Like, her family had to hire private investigators to try to find her. It's weird as hell what all has actually transpired from a local level to a YouTube level around the Kylie Rodney case, you know? It's all very fucking weird. And in my opinion, I've never, ever in my life seen a case play out with, I mean, the patterns scream cover up. Trinity's also screams cover up. What happened to these two girls? And it's really odd that their friends were also friends. And they go missing, what is it, 3 months apart? Both cases, they blame the victim instead of doing a proper investigation. And Reber did both autopsies. I love AJ Nitz, yes, absolutely. She's brilliant. That's what's up.
Oh, I'm glad she's there then. Having criminal attorney experience. That's good. Mm-hmm. Thank you, AJ. Because we want to know what the hell's going on.
I absolutely love the advice she gives to me. I love the comments she leaves. Absolutely love her input on everything. She's brilliant. Did he sign Tiffany's in the right color ink? I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can't get a copy of Tiffany Thiel's autopsy. I'm curious if he did Tiffany Thiel's autopsy. I'm gonna write that down.
Let me find out. I thought we already looked. I thought he did.
I don't remember, dude. There's so much
I
information. You're
either.
expecting my little squirrel brain to remember so much.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
honestly,
he did. I don't remember
I
though
don't
either.
know how I remember as much as I do when it comes to Kylie and Trinity's case, because normally I forget stuff.
Yeah, it's because we have COVID.
But there's something about Kylie's case that I just can't forget. Never forget. Yeah, and then but she did, like, and that's the thing, is it's crazy to me how Kylie loved the water. I don't know if Kylie being put in the water was a message to the family, with the family getting out of the waterworks. I don't know. I really don't know.
That's what I think. I think it's all about water rights. But,
I just feel like this was an attack on Kylie and her family, in my opinion. And then, like, when you really see,
oh, go ahead.
She loves cars, she loves water, and isn't it weird how she was found in both? Yeah, Tasha, remember when Sammy said that? She laughed and I cried, and it's like, whoa. That's weird, because the whole time that your friend was missing, I didn't see that girl cry once. Actually, I saw her play fighting. I saw her laughing and carrying on. Not once did I see any evidence that she looked for Kylie. She was too busy staying up for the first 2 nights to make sure anybody that saw anything would come to her and they could make it all go away.
What the fuck?
I would tackle her down. Yeah,
somebody gifted me a membership from Meg's channel.
Yikes. I don't even go over there.
I know, I'm like, I wasn't even talking.
There.
That's like, y'all, I wasn't even there. I'm tripping. Oh, this is from a long time ago. Never mind.
Look, like I said, like, I have not been to Meg's channel. It's been a year. And I made the mistake of somebody saying, hey, review this, and that'll never happen again. She ain't got nothing to say that she has nothing to say now that I want to listen to.
Me too.
No, CB, she
Why
didn't
they give me membership? That's mean.
There's no way medically or scientifically possible that she drove from the hatch of her car. Like, her windows were down. There was no air bubble for her to go try to get. You're talking pitch black dark. She knew if she was alive when her car hit that water, she would have gotten out of the window. Like, there's no reason why that little girl didn't make it out of a window. There's no reason for her to go to that hatch. There's no reason why that strap seatbelt should be hanging out of the back hatch. There's also no reason why, like, all of these people, like, isn't it weird how even before they went looking for Kylie, like, how quick they were to start slandering on AWP, how this
fast.
Community of people absolutely just thought that they were clout chasers. Like, they already started defaming them and already started discrediting them before they even put their little fucking dinghies in the water, you know? And then the more they went against what they were told, don't search here, but they searched there anyway. Did you notice how it got even uglier for them? And it's crazy to me how they dug up stuff on Jared from fucking 30 years ago.
Yeah,
this is the way these corrupt ass people work. They will look, Megan's out here making the same fucking threats. If you have any nudes out there, if any of these things happen, clear down to your fucking baby toe or big toe or whatever the fuck she said, they'll find it and they'll put it out there. And isn't it crazy on this little smear campaign that they've been doing on everybody, anybody that asks questions, anybody that talks about Kylie, anybody that comes in Squirrels chat? You notice the same patterns there, how they try to discredit you, slander you, get things against you so you join the bark side so that you don't talk about Kylie anymore. How many people I've watched that were pro-truth and justice for Kylie, how many people folded on Kylie because of threats made from those people? It's pretty fucking weird, y'all, if you ask me.
It's obviously something's going on.
Yeah,
If it's just
something
an
real
accident,
fucking
they wouldn't
weird's
be
going
tripping
on.
like this.
No.
They wouldn't be tripping like that.
I've never seen so many threats being thrown around a case that they're trying to deem an accident with no evidence to this accident. None whatsoever. Oh, a fire cam that came out how many months later? You can't prove fucking shit with that fire cam. Nothing. Nothing. Look, I showed you the fire cam. There's a car that goes in the water at just after 12:30. There's another car that goes in the water, just like SF pointed out, at 12:51. And then there's a fucking collision at 1:47.
Yeah.
You're telling me all
Wow.
3 of those events happened in one night? And there was no mention of it? And then when you think about the 911 call logs, and you think about the chain of events, like, what are they not telling us? What happened at this party? I mean, how many gruesome things happened at this party? You know, if you want us to buy this fire cam, well, then you need to explain why these 3 events happen on this fire cam.
I want to know who paid the money too.
No, there's no
because
proof.
they got that money, they were able to move. Did they tell them to move? Is Grandpa still got the lodge? What's up?
No, there's no proof that those dates are accurate. Because, like I said, if you look at the timestamp, if you look at the footer, there's 2 fucking dates and 2 different times on it. Like, there's no way to even say that that's legitimate. Like, I have never in my life seen timestamps on anything that has 2 totally different dates. Totally different dates.
Very shoddy work.
And then we're told to believe that has to be Kylie because it just matches their timeline. Well, isn't that convenient that how many months later that footage came out that matches this story that, I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, if Sammy's saying that they're taking shots, Kylie's alcohol level should have been way higher than what was reported.
That's right.
Kylie should have had water in her lungs or her ear canals or her fucking sinuses. Like there's a lot to Kylie's story that just, I'm gonna keep talking about it until somebody has an answer. You know, I'm gonna keep digging. I'm gonna keep putting FOIAs in. I really just need to make a new email address and start from scratch and just start. Because there's so many different angles that I want to try to go at this to see what different agencies I can get FOIAs in on.
I think Greg got paid. So everyone else got paid? Yeah, all this other stuff coming out, P. Diddy stuff coming out.
Look, I don't know if people got paid or threatened or if they just, I mean, that's the way they back their blue. I mean, there's a lot of bootlickers out there, but that's something that I will never be. I will never, ever, ever, ever just take somebody's word for it that does not come with fucking receipts. Look, just because that autopsy says, oh, she accidentally drowned, doesn't mean shit. The whole rest of the autopsy says that she didn't drown. And furthermore, the more you look at the autopsy, the more it sounds like that girl had a head wound. The more you look at it, it sounds like, I mean, they what's the word? Abuse of a corpse. They covered up the head wound? No, it just sounds like abuse of a corpse happened with that tattoo sliding from her fucking ribs to her hip.
That's an awful long slide.
Sure is. But I mean, think about it. If you've been in water, we'll just say 4 days to a week. And if someone sloshed your body around in a small compartment, like a cargo area of a vehicle, I mean, her laptop was in there, could have slammed off of her. Like anything could have happened. I don't want to think about that though. Like too much has already happened to this poor little girl. You know, the least that they can do is tell the truth and bring it all to justice. It definitely is, like, Julio, the more I look at that fire cam, like, that's what I was just saying, like, if we want to take this as documentation, then you're telling me 2 cars and a head-on collision happened the night Kylie Rodney went missing. Like, and I really wish somebody would explain to me, shit, SF, since he seems like he's such the professional, I would love for him to take a look at the 1:47 a.m. timestamp, August 5th or August 6th, and explain to me why it looks like two cars are colliding and one rolls and goes down the hill over by there she is. I don't know. I know I need to hop off here too, y'all. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play like an hour of video games. I'm gonna play a little bit of video games and then
I'm feeling sick. I was about to say I gotta go soon.
If y'all want me to go live in video game for you guys to chit chat and chat, that's fine. I can do that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go play video games. And let me know what you want to do.
Y'all hit subscribe.
I don't know how.
Appreciate you.
How so many people bought their bullshit, but you have to understand, like, a lot of people believe what they're told. A lot of people believe mainstream media, and look at the state that we're all in. You know, it's just terrible. All right, y'all, I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you for being here. If you would be so kind to hit that thumbs up. If not, that's okay too. If you want to donate, that's awesome. If not, that's awesome too. Like I said, I'll be going live tomorrow because I do want to do a members only live so that I can do some giveaways, or I can do a regular live while I game tomorrow, do the giveaways for members only, and then set it to members only. Either which way, tomorrow I'll be doing some t-shirt giveaways for members. As promised, we'll be getting some of these crew shirts sent out this week. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. God bless.
Thanks,
justice and truth for Kylie Rodney.
Damn right.
Thanks for being here, honey.
And thank
Get
you,
some
babe.
sleep. I hope you feel better. Love you.
You too.
Good night.
Love you too, baby. Thanks. Peace and love, y'all.
Mm-hmm.